Hi, welcome. I'm Trish. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, I'm going to put in chapters into this reading. I'm going to read on Samantha Murphy. We're going to go a little deeper with this reading, take it to the next layer or the next level, and we'll go a little deeper. First of all, I want to talk about a couple of things in the intro, one being the new deck, the others being the things that have come up in the last two readings that I found really fascinating. And then I'll put the chapters ahead so you can jump ahead to whatever stage of the reading you like. So finally, I've made this deck available. I've had so many inquiries as to what deck I'm using and where can I buy it. So I finally ordered this one in bulk to sell. So everybody else can read from these cards. I've been using these for almost 12 months and they are amazing. So I paid, because when you order them as one single deck, they cost quite a lot of money. So I paid almost $200 for these as an individual one-off order, and I don't regret that at all. They're so amazing. You wouldn't get that kind of information out of anything else. So I don't regret spending that. Now I've ordered it in bulk. I've just done a smaller bulk order. So that's brought the price down. So they're a lot cheaper than what I paid for them. So it brings the price down a little bit for you. Now I have ordered them in the beautiful gold edging as well. So you can have the beautiful look that I have here with my cards. So they are now on order. They're now available for pre-sale, and what that means is that the order's been placed, the bulk order. I'm just waiting for them to be manufactured and then sent back to me. So, and then I can send them out to you. Now it takes normally about 4 to 6 weeks for a bulk order manufacturer, the cards to be produced in bulk. So that's how long it takes. But it's only a small print run this time, and they are already selling. So a lot of people already have reserved their decks, got on and pressed order and ordered their decks. So once they arrive to me, they'll be sent to them first. So there's only a limited number of sales or that I can accept on these decks, and then I'll have to close it off and then reopen it again in a few months. A couple of readings that I done on Samantha Murphy. The first thing was the dream and how clear, well, it's funny I say clear because they're working with Mount Clear, and it was so very similar to McLean that I said. I was out by like the last letter N instead of an R, and it's because I know McLean. So it's like that was their way of Spirit's way of giving me that word or that town that I could kind of understand, where it's, very strange. Now I know they're searching for her there at the moment. I don't know if they've found something. I hope they've found some kind of clues there, but it has shown by phone records that there was a reason to search there, and I feel like there is a reason to search there. Also in the dream that I had, I talked about the number 7, and I said that was a cryptic number 7. So where they told me 7 days, I said it's cryptic. 7 doesn't mean 7 days. It means either 7 hours or could be 7 kilometers. And then when I watched the briefing on last Friday, the guy doing the briefing, he said that Mount Clear is 7 k's from her home. It has to be something that played out there, whether it was where her body was being kept or where something actually happened or whether she was moved there, who knows. But I'm going to have a look at the cards. They're the things that I'm going to look into today. The other thing in the second reading that I did that was really strange when I asked for the letters or the initials, and I gave the initials GONJ that came out. When I rearranged them after I'd done the reading and looked back at it, it said JOG, JOGN. So what does that mean? Does that mean jogging north, not jogging, jogging no? Because I know a few people have messaged me and said that she wasn't jogging. She didn't get to go jogging. So I'm going to have a look at that as well. But when I rearranged it, I said it could be John, which I believe is her father. I do not believe he's connected to that at all. But JONG came up. So, and one way to rearrange that would be jog N. So what was she trying to say there? So I'm going to again have a look, see if we can get some more initials, see if we can tap in, see if we can answer some of these questions today. Okay, so I've tried to just tap in for connection and permissions before I do the reading. I just want to highlight a couple of things. I know this is untidy. When I'm doing the actual reading, I'll lay them out clearly so you can read them. All I was trying to do was tap into permission and connection. But what I am getting is that uprooting, that's movement or being uprooted from her current position. Time to fly is again, it can be movements, a time to fly. But here it's saying the two searching cards that came up in one of the other readings are back here as well. Now with the searching card here, it's saying searching in the bush, woodland, forest kind of area, the bush area. We can see here is what we're searching for. Now also is saying here something about this again, looks like, so this is in the moonlight, going through a forest or a bush, so something happening in the night, going through the bush and the stepstones here. But also the vehicle card, the traveling card, and the vehicle card, something here running on empty, and something related to soulmate, so relationships around her. Okay, now I asked if so when I was asking for permissions, it said there was many things to reflect on here. There's a lot of things to reflect on, and there's going to be some new opportunities or some new doors that are opened here, but it's about letting go. And this card here is letting someone go for freedom, like letting somebody go for freedom. That's an interesting choice of words there as well. So I feel like that's within a relationship. This is my, okay, I've got to explain. This is my card that I created for a friend of mine when she passed away. A friend that I've meditated with for many years. When she passed away, this is the card that I created for her. So this is where you're feeling really heavy. You can't lift off the ground, and you just have to let, and you're letting go, but you don't want to let go, and you're trying to fly with them, but you just can't. And that was and it's also balloon release as well, which symbolizes somebody passing. But here it's like also, but in a context of within a relationship, it can be somebody trying to let go to get freedom as well. So I just got to mention that, because that can be read in two different ways. But I'm going to now shuffle, and we're going to actually have a look at some things here, because this was just me trying to make a connection, trying to get permissions. They're throwing out all these cards that are important. So I'm going to neaten this up now and reshuffle this and ask this as a question, and we can read from there. Okay, so here, okay, we're looking at the energies of the morning. First thing I'm drawn to is being consistent, practicing, trying. So this is having or being in a routine, doing something with this is the jogging, going for a jog. That was pretty normal for her, or being consistent with that. So here is being productive. So it was a sense of being productive, or having a productive day, getting things done, being consistent. So there's a state of tranquility, which is peace, peacefulness or tranquility in the middle of this spread. But around it, I'm seeing it's not as it seems. So where it might have seemed to her like a normal everyday kind of day of being productive and being consistent with your running and all the normal activities, tranquil and peace, and that, going for that run to get that endorphins and that high there energy, but in the background things were not as it seems. Here there is undercover, something that was playing out undercover. Okay, I'm seeing a few different social groups here. We're seeing friendship, which fell out across the other cards, but that's about a friendship or a community around her. So it's your community. And down the bottom, the social group is also related here. Right next to that, it says connected. There's a connection there to her, whoever her social group is, or the people around her. Again, we've got the Hermit card. The Hermit card falls out all the time, so it falls out all the time, this card here. So it can indicate dark space, cave, could be mines, it could be somewhere that's dark, or it can also be searching for her. But there's like the darkness, a dark spot here. But here it's saying there's a chariot, which indicates car or movement here, and here it's saying a wrong direction. Okay, so a connection. This is all connected. So it's like we're being steered or led in the wrong direction. Okay, but something related to vehicle. Did a vehicle take her away in a different direction? Okay, what I want to clarify, which I'm not in this spread, in a different spread, is did something happen at Mount Clear? And what was it that happened? And then was she moved? Or was she moved to Mount Clear, or did something happen at Mount Clear and then she was moved? But the chariot indicates movement. Here is tied down, the tied down card. Crime of opportunity, but similar. It's not quite that. Okay, so crime of opportunity would be like a stranger, lurking in the bushes and just waiting for whoever happened to, run past or walk past, and that would be a crime of opportunity. But this card is sitting next to the similar, so it's not quite a crime of opportunity in that way, but it's something similar. So did they know her? Because I'm seeing a lot of friendship groups or a lot of social groups, which to me would indicate that perhaps something that she was involved in, or some people that she knew was involved here. Again, I'll ask if there's, when we go down further into the layers here and we work out, one person involved, does she know the person? We'll get to those questions. But for now, we're just looking at the energies from the morning. And the energies of the morning tell me that she was just being consistent, doing her consistent thing, sense of peace and tranquility. This is her energy. But things aren't as they seem. Something was going on behind her back. There was something going on behind her back. Could have been to do with community or friendship group, people she knew, people that surrounded her here with this one here. Could even be friendship. But there's the sense here of something playing out behind her back. There was a delusion. Things weren't as it seemed. Something was going on under the covers. But there is a connection to a group here. See that? That's the social group, and it's saying there's a connection to the group. The vehicle, but then here we're saying the vehicle heading in the wrong direction moved her to a different direction, because vehicle means movement. So here I'm just trying to find the right wording here. Okay, so here's one path that she was on. Here's one path that she was on. But a vehicle is somehow responsible for going in a different direction. Here is the darkness. And here are the two cards that say the connection, social group, tied down. Okay, so the question was the energy of the morning. Now, to me, that looks like there doesn't seem to be any stress here. It seems to be through the middle of this spread. It seems to be that she was just doing her normal consistent routine, her productivity, doing her normal thing, searching for inner peace, tranquil, whatever, people's normal days here is what it seems to be. But in the background, something was playing out. There was like a plan to... I'm wondering if it was a plan. See, here is like uprooting can also be moving too. It can be, when you've had it, this can be like a loss of tolerance for somebody. So it can be like you've just had enough and you're just ripping these things out of the ground. So you're ripping the plants out of the ground here. It can be like a lack of tolerance, or like your tolerance is taken to the maximum here, and it's like you've just had enough of this and you're either wanting to move, because it can be relocate because of the door. And here we're talking about her emotions. So this is her emotion card, because ace means emotions. Her emotions were at a level of intolerance over something, or perhaps somebody's around her's emotions were at a level of intolerance. But something was going on that's not as it seems, but here underneath it says it's in your face. It's obvious, but not as it seems. That's very interesting, because they're very different cards. Okay, why was it obvious, but not as it seems? Maybe she just wasn't seeing the signs, or somebody wasn't seeing things for what they really are. If they looked, they would have seen, they would have realised. Okay, let's get deeper into this. I'm going to use my crime deck for that part, for the next part. So now we're looking at Mount Clear. First card that comes out is the World card. Now the World card to me is, this card is created to be like the end of the situation. I always say, I call it death as well, because it's like the end of the situation. And here you can see this person is buried in leaf litter. So they're buried here. They're buried in the earth on this card. And when I've created these cards, it can show where they are. This card was created to mean somebody buried in the earth, so in leaf litter, or in the bush, or in the forest. So this is the first thing that came out when we're talking about Mount Clear. We're talking about the end of the situation and being buried in leaf litter. Now passing through, so she was passing through here, but it's saying more than one. So there was more than one person at the time. Okay, I find it very interesting that this card's came out again. This is a social group, so this is a group that's come out again, and so has similar. So it's a similar situation. Okay, let me just tap in and see what I can find here. Also, drugs again has come out. So we've got drugged or drugs here. Party substance means drugs, but drugged. Somebody wanting to talk. Here we're talking the Emperor. The Emperor can mean like the male energy, can also be her partner. This is like her king, can be her partner, but can also be like the father figure as well. Can also be like the head of an organization, or the head of a group. But there was some kind of battles going on here. Factions at war is what it says. There's some kind of battle, and down here it also says battle. This card also says battle. So there's a battle that's going on, and it says more than one. Now, whether that's meaning around drugs, or that she was drugged. Okay, couple of things this could be. Similar is like the copycat, when somebody, I'm not seeing repeat offender here. If there was like repeat offender, I would think that perhaps it's somebody that's done this before and then done it again, done this very similarly, or they've done this more than once. But there's something here connected to a group, a social group. That cover up or tempering and put in a room. So again, I'm seeing, where did I see it? Okay, this means put in a room, but it could also be like drugged and put somewhere. Like, doesn't have to be a room, it could be anywhere. It could be like put in a mine shaft, or put somewhere. So, but because it says put in something, so put in something. Other thing that's really interesting here, on each side of where they're being put, Samantha has been put, says cover to the side, and above says undercover. So put undercover, or covered over. Again, covered over with leaf litter. So put somewhere and covered over. Okay, I'm seeing battles. This is the battles, but more than one. more than one, and social group. Okay, probably need to clarify whether we're talking about like the copycat, similar, done this before, done it more than once, or whether we're talking about more than one person involved. We're talking factions at war here. High priestess is somebody that has knowledge and keeping it to themselves, and here we're talking about an emperor, which is like the head of an organization, or the male energy ruler, father figure. Okay, here I find it funny, we have the the high priestess keeping something close to her chest, has knowledge, not revealing it, but then here is wanting to talk. Somebody that has information, you can see the information here, wants to talk. Social group. Okay, there's a bigger picture at play here. And here there's something going on around the media, or a distraction of some sort. I feel like it's more so distraction than media. So if I had to say something around Mount Clear, this is where we're looking at something that's more than one, passing through this area, but there was more than one. And this is like buried, or end of a situation. Put in a room or put undercover. Here we're seeing, but drug here, also drug. 2 drug cards, being drugged or party substance. Okay, next question I'm going to ask, and just let the cards tell me anything that they want to tell me about this case. I'm getting a lot of cards here, so let's read some of these cards. First of all, we've got the Hangman. That indicates delay, something, and taking a lot of time. Contemplation is thinking. Put in a room has come up again. Wheel of Fortune has also come up again. Okay, just going to clarify Wheel of Fortune. What is Wheel of Fortune? I might clarify with a different deck. Why is Wheel of Fortune coming out again? Letting go. Letting go, as I talked about in the first spread, was can also be like somebody passing away, or it can be somebody trying to get their freedom. Distractions around justice. We have the Hierophant, which is authority, around her being missing or lost. So this is authority. So this is police around her being lost, or down here it says purposely disappeared. There's like an organised meetup again, something around family. Somebody, okay, there was an accident, exposed secrets, or being exposed accidentally. Remember that came out in the last reading, and I said they came out together as well, and I said someone will accidentally expose something, or expose maybe some evidence when this is, okay, these cards came out before. So this is, and I read this as somebody accidentally finds something left behind. So this says it's a ransom note or something left. So here is something that's been left behind that somebody accidentally exposes or finds being searching for something. So something that somebody accidentally finds. Now this is watching you. This is the stalker energy. Okay, missing or lost, passing through has come out again, but more information regarding the area that she was passing through. And her being purposely moved or purposely disappeared. Intentionally moved, or more information around that. Okay, so I lost a little bit of that last reading. The two cards that come out, I did get aggressive attack. I'm not sure if that was in one of the readings. Okay, I lost part of the reading. I didn't realise the recorder had stopped. Now, aggressive attack came up in one of the spreads, but I don't know if it was in the one that I lost. Okay, I asked if Samantha Murphy was alive, and it said no. The moon came out and says no. Okay, the other two cards that came out in the spread that I lost was closed doors and being carried somewhere. So somebody being carried somewhere, closed doors. I also had the two people involved again, which has come up again there. So let's get back onto this reading. Okay, so we'll continue on. Aggressive attack did fall out, but I'm not sure which spread that fell out on, so I'm going to put that one back. Okay, what happened to Samantha? So suspicious minds is somebody that's either suspicious of an activity related to an organised meetup. Okay, something that was organised between two people. Could be phone records of it, but could also be somebody that is like suspicious of, for instance, a cheating partner. This is what this can also indicate, this card. Okay, but there is some kind of organised meetup going on. And this card of copycat or similar comes up. So let's validate that with another card. Validate what we mean by copycat or similar. It's come out twice. Okay, so that's two of. So copycat or similar means, again, I think it means more than one. So two places, two scenarios, two people. Okay, back to the crime cards. Getting a lot of friend group, social group, community group. Rumours and gossip, something going on behind their back, but again that sense of what I got in the first reading of feeling being unaware of your surroundings, or unaware of your surroundings for some reason. Safe and well. Interesting. Put in a room. Okay, that's coming out a lot. So she's put somewhere. Doesn't mean she was put in a room. She was placed somewhere. Carried and placed somewhere. Something was organised. I'm wondering if everybody's phone records have been checked. Maybe it's not even just phone records, like maybe it's like a friend of a friend, like somebody that knows somebody. Okay, somebody asked me to say about bikies. Is bikies, because this is a group, is bikies connected? Now, I live in Australia, so I'm not going to disrespect bikies, but I'm going to pull one card on that and see what that says. Okay, so the answer there that I got for that one, it says marks left behind, DNA left behind. This is mental illness or two scenarios. But I just find that really interesting how both of these are something left behind. Both of them say left behind, left behind. So I'm not going to read into that scenario. I might just pull one card just for validation from the other deck. Okay, that just says time. It's going to take time, which I already had the, and about control or power. This I'm wondering if somebody asked me if it was related to another case that happened in Ballarat regarding bikies, and this is showing me two different. I don't know, maybe looking into DNA in some way there. Marks or DNA? Okay, I'm not going to go any further on that one there. But yeah, just find it interesting that it's underneath social group, like a group. Both of them have something that's behind or left behind, and these we're looking at two cases that happened around the same time in the same area. Asked where she is. We've got something again about the organised meetup or something that was organised. Marks left behind, so there's a track left behind or traces left behind, but there's been some kind of cover up or an attempt to cover up or tampering. The cover up card or undercover keeps coming up all the time. Now I feel like it's related to a separation, perhaps wanting a separation. Now in the middle spread we're seeing death, and the card next to that is my jail. It either means jail or it means long-term commitment till death do us part, which means it's a vow that you say in your marriage. So it says till this card used to be called in my personalised deck, till death do us part. And it's sitting right next to the death card and then into deep or deeply involved. Okay, down the bottom again we're reading distractions. Distractions around what we're seeing on the TV with the interviews. There is a web of lies somewhere here involved in this as well. Okay, here we're seeing unrest, need the truth known. Now this is also one of these like dark circular places where somebody is in there. Again, we're seeing that little bit of water over here. And house. I know I heard at the briefing they said the house has been searched, not thoroughly. It was just like a bit of a search done with the house. So I'm wondering if something would be uncovered if they did a search of the house, the property, the yard. Okay, something's been tampered with. Let's have a look to see what's been tampered with. I did get the Chariot, movement. Okay, tampering with its movement, been moved. So here we're seeing marks left behind as the body's been moved, or she's been moved from one location to another. There is some kind of marks left behind there from the movement. Tracks, maybe tyre tracks, maybe dragging tracks. Okay, another question I'm going to ask, because we've brought the car into it now. Was she hit by a car? Okay, that was a calculated risk to do that as well. Calculated risk to move her. Okay, I'm going to ask a couple of questions, quick questions, and then we'll just get quick answers for these ones. Questions now. Did Samantha Murphy go jogging on Sunday morning? Follow the money. Yes. That's my yes card. It's the sun. Sun means yes, moon means no. She did start jogging. Doesn't mean she done the whole thing, but she went jogging. So she did go jogging on the Sunday. Okay, did she get hit by a car? Okay, this is just saying that there would be evidence of that. But she was alone. She was alone. Regrets around lost love. Okay, is she somewhere in a mine shaft? No, she may have been, but that's a narrative, a creative narrative, so I don't think so. Was she ever placed in a mine shaft? Okay, so this is saying that she was unaware of her surroundings, so where she was placed it was unfamiliar and she was unaware of her surroundings. How did she get drugged? How was drugs involved? Please, how was drugs involved? Something related to a vehicle. Could have been a drug driver vehicle. Or put in a car and drugged. Here it says lovers. Lovers. Because I did pick up she was a kind of unaware of her surroundings and feeling really groggy. Yes. In a car. Drugged. There is a connection to freedom. So whether she was trying to get freedom, or there's a connection to freedom, or somebody wanting freedom, there's a connection to that. Okay, phone records. Something about the phone records. Okay. Was her body moved to Mount Clear? Was her body moved to Mount Clear? There would be evidence for that. This is my card of like water. I call this like the death blow, like this is the final moment. You can see somebody putting those final swords in. Turmoil. So that turmoil happening around Mount Clear. Inside somewhere. She was inside of something at Mount Clear. Inside of something, and it was chaotic. Okay, so okay, if she passed away, what was the cause of death? What was the cause of death? Something didn't go to plan, something to do with the organised meetup. Something organised, not going to plan. What was the cause of death? What was the cause of death? Related to money. Bookkeeping, money, finances. Okay, I need to be more specific here because they're telling me why she died. So related to money, why she died, accident. And then I was going to say what just happened then was I was thinking, okay, I'm saying the wrong thing. I'm saying what was the cause of death? The cause of the death is the reason for the death, which is money. But then I'm thinking, well, no, how did she die? Accident. Something not going to plan. Okay, put under something and hidden away. So she was put under something and hidden away. It's giving me that sense of being put somewhere alive, but dying. Accidentally even. Also, somebody mentioned ransom too on my comments about how sometimes something will happen and then they will ring the family, because it said phone records as well, and then if they pay the ransom, they get the person back. So this is giving me that sense of somebody being stored somewhere or being put somewhere, maybe with the intentions of claiming a ransom. Money. Here's the money. Okay, I'll just show you what I'm getting here. Some money. So something was organised, didn't go to plan. So maybe if it had gone to plan, they would have asked for money. But in the meantime, she was put somewhere. You can see this round drain type thing can also be like a mine shaft or put somewhere. It kept saying in the cards, put somewhere, undercover. Keeps coming up. So that's really relevant. So if it had gone to plan, maybe they would have asked for money. But what happened to her was an accident. So maybe it wasn't meant that she died. Maybe she was put somewhere and she died. So maybe of the drugs or I do always relate this card of consumption, of what someone's taken or been given. But also in water too. Okay, so this is related to a deal or a deal that would have been made. Okay, I just says, well, did she die of from drugs? And it said implicated, so drugs would be implicated, part of the reason. And then this is the world card, which is the end of the situation or the death, so the ending of it. Okay, I'm just going to ask now, was she guilty on the bottom? Was her body taken and dumped somewhere? Purposely disappeared just came out then. Passing through, moved through. There's regrets here. War. This is somebody that was restrained or bound. So you can see again it's in a dark place. I know you well. Doesn't mean all these cards are relevant because they came out that way. Covered over. And somebody has suspect motives. Okay, any final words on this reading? Any final things that you want to say? Okay, so final things would be more than one. Carried somewhere. This is the split again, so one scenario and another scenario. Again, being two different scenarios. Regret. There's regret to the situation. I don't think it was meant to go like it did. There's regret. Okay, this bit's a little bizarre. It says missing, lost, safe and well, masked, not true face. So not being portrayed actually how it is. Not quite sure what to do with that one. Something about a deal. Deal with the devil. Devil. Okay, same cards coming out. I kind of was just thinking, did she fake her death? That's a terrible thing to say. Okay, I've got to read them again, they came out again. Passing through, there's regret around love. Regrets around love. Accident has come out again. A situation being shown one way when it's another way. Something being hidden or she's hidden away. Saying she's missing but safe and well. Getting really conflicting energies here. Okay, so on one hand I'm getting like drugs, something around drugs. Something around her being in a vehicle and drugs or being drugged. Safe and well, it's thrown me. I'm not sure why it's come out twice. Safe and well, missing but safe and well. It's thrown me actually. And this card here says it's one way but making it look like it's another way. Accident and hidden away. Okay, so hidden away and accident, making something look like an accident, or making it look like she had an accident while she's hidden away, related to a deal made with the devil. But I'm still getting a drug connection, like, and her being unaware of her surroundings. There's an element of it that didn't go to plan. It didn't happen the way it was supposed to happen. It said didn't go to plan. When I asked for how she died, like what was the cause of death, it just gives me money. It gives me like what would be a reason for death, not the way she died. It doesn't give me a clear answer on how she died. In the cards, I can see like she started running, because it said yes, she started running. Something occurred around a car, or there was some kind of something that was organised. But then somehow drugs are related there, so whether she was drugged, because then I had that feeling of grogginess. Or thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, let's hope that she's found.